What was your inspiration for making the film? Did you have a very close knowledge of Cuba in advance?
Yes, hello, good evening. Thank you very much for joining us through this modern technological system. And I'm Antonio Hens, the filmmaker of this film you have just watched. And I inspired myself in real life, as you may imagine, due to family links. I have a certain knowledge about Cuba, and I was very much puzzled about the love, how hard it is to find real love in a world with economic difficulties, which is the Cuban world. So this was my inspiration, and in fact, the character performed by Rainier here at my right is based on a real character that lives in Havana.
Wow. So Rainier and Milton, is this very much the real world of Cuba as it is today?
Bueno, una parte de Cuba, sí, ese mundo existe.
This world exists in one part of Cuban society.
Pero no es toda la sociedad cubana. Yo tengo la misma edad y no vivo en ese mundo.
But it's not the whole Cuban society. As far as I live there, I'm a Cuban boy, and I don't share this world, world.
And are you both professional actors, or is this the first of many roles that you've undertaken?
Nosotros somos graduados de la Escuela Nacional de Arte en la especialidad de teatro.
We are graduates in the National Theatre School in the specialty of theater.
Pero este es nuestro primer largometraje como protagonistas.
But this is our first long feature film as lead.
Ya habíamos trabajado juntos en una serie muy popular en Cuba que se llamó Mucho Ruido.
We already worked together, Rainier and himself, in a Cuban TV series which became very popular, which is titled Loud Noise.
Pero sí es nuestro primer largometraje como protagonistas.
But it is somehow our first important work for the film.
And the film has been to many places in the world. What's the reaction been to it?
¿Qué reacción ha tenido en el mundo? Well, I have to, they people in London, these two boys couldn't manage to reach London, so they have some difficulties when traveling. It is the first time that Milton traveled outside Cuba, and he is 20 years old, so it's a little bit hard for them to travel, as they don't live in what we call the first world. So I've been traveling since last June 2013, when the film was first released, premiered in San Francisco, and it's been in North America, in Brazil, in Germany, in Greece, in many, many countries, and in Cuba too.
And what was the reaction in Cuba?
And the reaction was always positive. Probably some people do not understand very well which is the clues to understand the Cuban society, but they understand that it is a love story in hard times. And the best reaction may be in Brazil and in Cuba and in Miami, because they all understand what may be happening there, which is not only homophobia, but is the homophobia within oneself. Is the homophobia not in society, but in one of the characters, in this case, performed by Rainier.
And this is for the actors, Milton and Rainier. Did you have any reservations or fears about taking on a gay role?
Miedo porque el personaje fuera gay, no.
I wasn't afraid because of my character being a gay.
Lo que sí estuve temeroso a la hora de rodar por lo complicado de las escenas, y más que yo vivo en Cuba, donde todavía estamos aprendiendo un poco sobre estos temas.
But these scenes were a little bit complicated for me as a young boy, and we live in Cuba, and I'm also scared about other people's reactions towards my acting. I mean, playing, having these sexual intercourses. Yeah.
Milton?
And you,
Milton?
Yo, bueno, lo que más le temí a la preparación fue a la preparación del rodaje, al estudio continuo de las escenas, del trabajo de mesa.
He was very much concerned with the rehearsals, preparing his character, and, getting to know how a gay feels.
Estaba en segundo año de la academia, y entonces era la primera vez que me veía solo frente a un equipo de trabajo preparando un personaje con una historia bastante larga y complicada.
I was only 17, and it was a little hard for me to first in life work with a crew with the responsibility of building, of performing a lead, a main character.
Entonces fue eso principalmente, chocar contra una experiencia de trabajo ya completamente profesional.
So this was the main obstacle to face first time in life, a professional challenge.
So,
Y sobre la dificultad de hacer de gay no tengo ninguna preocupación, ni tuve ninguna preocupación.
And he had no objections on playing any gay action. This is a very simple plot, a very simple script, because the important part is not just what happens, but how it happens. All right. So this is one of the elements. The other element is that I wanted to portray in a very observational way, in a sort of documentary way, the life of these two young boys. So that is why the plot is not very complicated. And what happens in the plot is just that they fall in love, and one of them, who is Rainier here at my right, does not accept that he is a gay. So the conflict, the problem, is within the character. And this is just the story. and we have a tragic ending, because the situation in Cuba is not to do fireworks, you know, it's not to celebrate. The reality is so hard that I was more or less obliged to end this story with a tragic end. My message is just look at yourselves and take your own opinion. You know, when I had to portray this society, I had two kind of questions. One of them is that Cuban society is divided. One part of them is living in Cuba, the other part is living in Miami. So it's very difficult to speak to both of them. So this was one of the things. And the other thing is, as everyone is giving opinions on what's happening in Cuba, because it's been the socialist experiment in the Caribbean, I didn't want to be to be on one side and on the other. I just wanted to portray the reality. So my aim was just to build a mirror and to place it opposite to the Cuban society so they could see themselves. This was my aim.
Well, it's a very powerful and affecting image of love, life, and death in Cuba. We're going to leave you there. Antonio, Milton, and Rainier, please accept our thanks from the Accenture Gala in London. Thank you very much.